Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the full forecast for Snow Church on this December 22nd, a snowy day here in the Keweenaw. Picked up about 5 to 6 inches of snow in the last 24 hours, most of it coming overnight, actually. And still snowing. In fact, snowing pretty good out there right now, and it still looks like we're going to get lots of snow here in the Keweenaw in the next 3 days. Maybe not so much in Jacobsville, but you head to the snow belts, the lake effect snow belts, which we're really not in much of one here. But head to those areas, you know what I'm talking about, higher terrain from, say, Rockland, Mass City, right on up through, well, the tip of the Keweenaw. And you're going to be looking at least 2 feet of additional snowfall here, maybe even more than that in some spots. May not sound as much as I was saying yesterday because we've already gotten about 5 or 6 inches of snow. So, and in some cases, maybe a little bit more than that. But here is that snowfall representation for the last 24 hours ending this morning around 6, 7 o'clock, depending upon where you are in the Midwest. And again, a little underreported up here in the Keweenaw, but they would definitely be in the darker blues, maybe even a few patchy yellows, kind of similar to northwestern Wisconsin. But if you can't see the key, where it goes from dark blue to yellow is from 4 to 6. 6 inches is the yellow. So some pretty decent snows across, the St. Paul, Minneapolis-St. Paul area, and then up into northwestern and north central Wisconsin, and about the western third or so of the UP. Looking at the latest radar, we can see that, the back edge of the system snow is working through southeast 2/3 of Wisconsin, eastern Iowa, and extends all the way down into Kansas. This is all snow, folks. So this is going to work its way to the east over the next 24 hours or so. These are actually some rain showers, as are these. So again, there may be a little bit of rain before the snow comes, but there will be snow that covers the ground. From about the Kentucky, Tennessee border, right on up to the Canadian border. And been a while since we've had a white Christmas that extensive across the Midwest. So hallelujah for Christmas of 22. It's going to be a nice white one in a lot of areas. All right, let's jump to the forecast, shall we? And I just did the Great Lakes zoom in because really there isn't a whole lot of snow in the Midwest outside of this current storm, or the next 3 days to be specific. So let's just run us through this. Here we are. Again, this model starts at about 7 p.m. last night. So when I get to here, this is midday today. Excuse me. Shouldn't have that beer so soon. Midday today. And, snowfall from 7 p.m. last night to midday today is, I guess, what I'm trying to say. So, get my pen out since this is the long one. And let's do that color. Little to no additional snowfall then east of or west of that line, because as I showed you on the radar, as I showed you on the radar, you can see how this is the back edge. There will be some activity in the Arrowhead, Boundary Waters area. There'll also be lake effect snows that get themselves going Oh, from about the Bayfield Peninsula eastward. And let's just keep rolling through this then. See if I can make this a little bit bigger so that y'all can see it a little bit better. Y'all. All right, keep rocking and rolling. Here we are getting to it's about midday Friday. And then you can see how that lake effect snow just keeps on keeping on. This is midday Sunday. Actually, I'm going to go to 84 hours. That's what I wanted to go to. Sunday morning. And the Bruce Crossing 23, Marquette 21, Traverse City 18 inches of snow. So you can see where the lake effect areas will be the heaviest hit. The winds are going to be moving around primarily out of either a north or a northwest direction. So that's good for all areas from about Ironwood to the tip of the Keweenaw, and usually with a northwesterly wind. The places that get it the best are from about South Range or Toivola down to Rockland, and then some of the higher terrain in the Keweenaw as well. This is the European model's idea. Let's jump to the American, the GFS's model of idea. And you know what? I think I'm just going to go out to that 84. There we go. A little bit more ambitious, but you know, it's lake effect snow, folks. So totals are going to be varied. Maybe in some cases widely varied. Some places may end up getting a foot more than others. Not that far away, just based on the way the banding comes in and all plays out. But you know, with a 3-day lake effect event, I think that everyone's going to get at least two additional feet of snow in the lake effect snow belts of the western UP, and probably a foot to a foot and a half in the eastern UP, as well as the western lower Michigan snow belts. And so it's looking pretty good. Fresh powder. Right on through the weekend. Christmas morning, what a great ride that would be. Other than really cold. Great ride. But I'm not going to do it. Spending it with family. All right, now I told you there really wasn't too much more snow in the forecast, and just run this right on out to 240 hours. One more tick. Oops, went too far. All right, whatever. You know, these totals didn't change at all. Why? Well, because we've got a pretty quiet week next week as far as snowfall goes. I guess we can go to my forecast, and I don't know why it's so gigantic, but on Sunday, well, let's just scroll up. You can see this little weak clipper type system bringing some light snows to portions of the Dakotas and Minnesota on Christmas Day and night. And then by the day after Christmas, the same area of snow has moved off to the east. Looking at probably 1 to 2 inches in most cases. If somebody got 3, don't call me a liar. Then the next day, Tuesday, the 27th, chances for some light snow across portions of northeast Minnesota and the UP. But there, probably an inch or so, the way things look right now. And then let's go back to the forecast maps, because what I want to show you, okay, this is the surface map. I don't know if I've showed this one in a while, but I'm going to make it a little bigger. How are we doing on time, Fred? Okay, we're still good, Fred. My imaginary producer. Just bring this right on out. This is the storm winding up, and You can see how at times it won't be coming down that hard, but then all of a sudden it'll get all rambunctious up again with these deeper blues and even some green values in there. That's the amount of precipitation that would fall in, what is it, 6 hours or something like that. So the darker, the first level of green is 1/10 of an inch, which doesn't sound like that much, but you fluff it up with lake effect snow, and that's, a couple of inches of snow in 3 hours. So coming down pretty good. At any rate, see how that keeps on going. Here we are in the wee morning hours of Saturday. Still coming down. And these lines are called isobars. And the winds flow generally in the direction that the isobars are aligned a little bit towards the low itself. Here's the low. So the winds in this scenario would be north-northwest. And this is Saturday morning. You can still see the lake effect snow and plumes going on. And this is midday Saturday. Now here we are Saturday night into Sunday morning, Christmas morning. Still some light lake effect hanging on. And then it just basically peters out. Got the wrong model run here, but all I want to do is be able to go out. So here's that little system for, this is Christmas. Well, early on the 26th, about 1 o'clock in the morning or so, that little batch of snow. And you can see how it kind of dives south and falls apart. And then pretty quiet. But I don't know if you can make out this pink line right here. That is the line that we many times use for the differential between rain and snow. When I get into snow school or weather school, we'll talk more about that line. But at any rate, you can see how, look at that, it's pushed all the way to the north. Now what's happening is the warm air is overriding the cold air, so I don't think that this would necessarily indicate above freezing temperatures in all of the Midwest, all the way up into southern Canada, but it certainly indicates a big warm up. This is Thursday morning, and then this is Friday morning, and you can see a little disturbance comes through. This is up for conjecture whether this happens or not. This blob of moisture is indicated by both the European and the US models, and unfortunately this is all rain. This is rain, maybe a little bit of snow. If this actually occurs, this would be a little bit of snow. Well, let's get the pen out. In this area right in there. So northeast Wisconsin to southern UP, but there sure is an easier way to cancel that out. At any rate, watch what happens to this stuff in the south. Works north, and again, pretty much all rain. So we're talking about rain. I'm going to change my color now. Talking about rain for pretty much all areas from like the Sioux to Green Bay to Kansas City. North of that line, northwest of that line would be rain. The GFS actually indicates the storm to move a little bit further west, which is not good news because that would put the rain snow line somewhere out here like that, meaning everything rain from there to there. Long time out in the forecast, so let's not get our undies in a huge bunch just yet. But word to the wise, there is a chance that at least the southeast half of the Midwest, perhaps all of the Midwest, might see some rains fall late next Friday into New Year's Eve. So just bear that in mind. Obviously, tomorrow will be a little closer, but I still wouldn't be ready to make a strong call one way or the other. Obviously, by Monday forecast, we'll have hopefully a much, much better idea. And hopefully it's better news. Although the snowpack is so deep up here, it's not like it's going to be destroying it in the Northwoods. You know, you get down into places like Chicago, and yeah, you might lose all your snow. Sorry, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. All right, now this is the actual, if I do this is the actual temperatures. And I wish I could just pick out the daytime highs rather than go through and, you know, and follow what temperatures do. But that's the way the cookie crumbles in this case. And let's just go here. This would be this morning at about 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. And you can see how, you know, the leading edge of that Arctic air, which also lines up pretty nicely with the band of snow working through. And then not going to be too worried about things until we get, because here's the slog of cold air. This is Friday morning. Chicago 9 below, Madison 11 below, Minneapolis 9 below. It's not spitting out any temperatures here for the northern Minnesota frozen tundra. Actually, it's not tundra. It's a nice boreal forest up there. But at any rate, with the winds being so strong, believe it or not, it's not going to allow temperatures to hit rock bottom like they usually do. But you're going to have some nasty wind chills. So make sure you're bundling up. Anywhere where it's white on this map is below zero. That's Friday morning, tomorrow morning. And let's go to about midday or so. This would be like the warmest time of the day tomorrow. And Chicago warms all the way to 0. Madison stays at -1. Minneapolis at 0. And then here's your below 0 readings in the Dakotas. And look at how that warm air gets wrapped around this low. System is really wrapped up, but still cold enough for all snow. And then just keep bouncing through. Actually, now we're just going to fast forward. Oh, you know what? It keeps defaulting to the 6Z run. I do not want that. I want the 0Z run. Oh, and don't tell me that. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. My internet's been kind of going in and out, and I think it might actually be the weather. Because at times it's coming down pretty good. All right, here we go. So, let's head out towards the end of next week. Okay, now we're at Wednesday night. Things will get a little bit colder, but then here's Thursday by midday. And let's go one more. All right. Now I'm going to trace out the freeze line, and I'll do it like in red, just like I do my maps. And again, this is the GFS. So that's the freeze line for you on a Thursday. And let's undo that. And yeah, that's what I thought. And then here is Friday. Okay. So we'll draw it again. Look at that, all the way up into Canada. So that's the freeze line. Madison would hit 38 degrees, Chicago 44. Places like Rhinelander, Eagle River, Minocqua, Park Falls, all probably sitting at about 35, 36 degrees. Same for most of the UP except for the extreme western sections, and then below freezing across a good chunk of Minnesota except for the southeast corner. And then things do cool down by the time we get to Saturday. So those are the actual temperatures that are forecasted. I could bring up the GFS just to see where we're at. It'd be lovely if it, no. I don't know why this one acts differently, but 0Z run temperatures, GFS. Good thing that this is the long version. Okay, here we go. Here's the GFS. Now let's go. Oh, but I'm sorry, folks. I should have had these all dialed up. But when I was trying to dial them up, I didn't have the best connection, so I didn't think that I was really going to be able to bring them up. All right, so here we go. Cold air gone. Here comes the warm air. Big, huge. This is what the GFS is doing. It has a big, huge warm up. Much more significant. This is actually by late in the day on Tuesday. And, well, this is 8:50. Sorry. So sorry. All right. Still, same thing. This is the freeze line would be sitting, I don't know if you can see this little white line right between the lightest of blue and sort of the teal color. There's a white dashed line. That's the freezing line, 32-degree line. But this is a Tuesday evening. Then we get into Wednesday. Let's just here's Wednesday, a good chunk. Then Thursday, starting to cool back off in Minnesota and Wisconsin. And then Friday actually has most of Minnesota, northwest Wisconsin, western half of the UP below. And then the rains come in late Friday and Saturday. And according to it, see, this is the low. This is where the low is on, I don't know what I just did either. But this is where the low would be, according to the GFS, by Saturday morning. Remember, the European has it further down. But so I think I put in 5 extra minutes that really didn't matter. Didn't matter a whole lot on this one. Hopefully you guys switched the speed to like 1.5 or 2 times speed to get through that last 5 minutes. But I am finally going to sign off, folks. Have a wonderful day today. I will talk to you one more day before Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, which I won't be talking to you on. And then I will reappear on Monday. By the way, there is a new camera going on the website. It's called the Field Cam. And you can find that under the webcams drop-down menu. I'm really hoping to get the Alcam going today. I'm going to try streaming it into YouTube and see how that goes. Fingers crossed, stubby and regular finger crossed, that it pans out. Because I've been trying to get the Alcam going for about a month and a half right now, and it has been frustrating as all get out. Okay, be safe, folks, especially if you're driving in the snow, and have a great one. I will talk to you tomorrow, and keep those sticks on the ice.